Good morning, guys. This is Lebanon coming to you with another video. I know it's been a while since my last one. It's purely based upon the fact that I've been away for a little bit over in Hawaii. So, yeah, I apologize for not coming out with a video a little bit sooner. Now, the good thing is, though, that you haven't really missed much. And the big thing that just came out, and they tied it in with Beowulf is ending the 90-day challenge. So now they wanted something else in order to be able to have people buy. And in this case, it's summoning keys and this whole artifact experience. Okay, so let's go through and have it to where, like, I'm going to show you my what used to be Beowulf account, and now it's just going to be my silver alt. And then I'm going to go through and show you my main account just so that you can see what I've been able to do in the past few hours so that you understand what exactly summoning keys is all about. So this video is completely dedicated to summoning keys. We'll get into artifact experience later. I think they kind of tie together, but I'm not too sure about it. And I want to look into it more before I go through and do a video over it. Okay, so summoning keys. You have the ability to go through and buy them. And initially, what's going to end up popping up when you first go in is this limited time offer of 21 hours and 35 minutes where you're buying basically keys. And they'll give you 3 keys for $5. Now, usually the rule is every single key costs $2. So when you buy the $10 one, which or 9.99, it's 5 keys. When you do 20, it's 10 keys. When you do 50, it's 25 keys. You're not getting anything better based upon this limited time offer. Now, the sale that they have under limited is basically the exact equivalent. So let's go through and take a look at what they have up there. They have it to where you can get 125 keys for $250. Basically, every single key costs $2. All right. So let me go through and show you exactly what you're getting for this. By the way, for those of you that haven't seen this account in a while, I have turned this into completely a silver alt, which means that I am heavily just mansion, mansion, mansion. It has one farmer house because that's what's required in order to be able to level up your capital and everything else. Well, more specifically, the academy through the barracks, through this and that, and over. But anyways, have one mansion, and then the rest are going. I'm sorry, one farmhouse, and then the rest are going to be mansions. So I can get as much silver as I possibly can out of this. Now, as you notice, these are not all up to 45. They'll probably end up at 44. But I need more gold in order to do that, in order to be able to buy the blueprints. So as I get more gold into this account, I'm just going to turn it into blueprints that therefore I could get this up to a 44, all these up to 44, so I could churn out as much silver as I possibly can per hour. Right now I'm making about 1.5. If I put it on the correct tile and I'm in a clan, I'm going to be getting probably around 2 to 3 million per hour. So that's going to equate to a really, really nice bonus that I can go through and send on over to my main in order to keep on pumping out more and more armies. Basically, make me a good beast. All right, so the initial challenge of what they're going to show you is this whole like, hey, if you buy a certain amount of keys or you've collected a certain amount of keys, then you get these for prizes. So I'll be honest, I bought my way up. Now, there are ways in order to earn them, I believe. I haven't gone through and tried it yet, but this is the way that you can go through and buy them, which is basically you get 40 keys, so you spend 80 bucks and you go through and get some puzzle pieces out of it. And then for those of you that are following along, the 140 keys, which is $280, this one gives you 85 keys. Nice little bonus. For this, it's going to give you basically the experience stuff, but it also gives you potions and gold, which is nice. And then you go on up to the next one. This one, for those of you that don't know what this is, I'm going to show you in a little bit. But this is puzzle pieces for the Ifrit belt. You'll figure out what that is in a little bit. Then you get to the highest one, it gives you 470 pieces of the Ifrit belt. Okay, so now that you have a good idea as far as what exactly this basic challenge is, and you got 7 days and 7 hours in order to do this in, they're basically tying this in to where I think it's like December 7th or whatever. At the end of the day, as long as you've gone through and collected 1,000 keys, then you get 120,000 of the epic monster hunters and 470 pieces of the Ifrit belt. And trust me, guys, the Ifrit belt is going to be worth it. So let me show you why. All right, so now that you know basically what's going to show up when you wake up this morning and everything, and I'm going to try and get this video uploaded as quickly as I possibly can so that this way you guys can use it as, oh, now I know what exactly they're asking or what they're doing. All right, so now let's switch on over to my other account. Let's go to my main. And so for this now, my city for my main is now built up as a massive army slaughtering house. Pretty much what it's being built up as. I'll show you exactly what I mean. As you can see, I have these bonus sales purely based upon the fact that I've spent money, like the epic tar and all this other kind of stuff. But artifact summoning keys, that's basically what I used. All right. Now, you go to your summoning area. So this is like, let's say that you get keys and you want to see what exactly it does. This is a new feature of what they've done. When you click on your summoning, you have two different options. You could go through and do captain, or you could do artifact. So I'm going to show you the artifact because I've already bought keys, and so therefore I could go through and use them. All right, so it's a special summon. You have two different ones. You could do a ×1 or ×10. I've been doing ×10. So I'm going to show you the ×10 first. Okay, so as you notice, it gives you different kinds of stuff, right? It's not just, oh, it gives you this, oh, it gives you that. Now, let's look on up at it. Fan of 5 Winds fragment. We have the Griffin Wing mask fragment. And you can see these are kind of like puzzle pieces that you would normally get to your captains. Like, whereas you do a common summon, you might get 2 pieces, you might get 5, maybe if you're really lucky, you know, whatever amount. And they have different kinds of pieces that you're going for. Now, here's the thing. When you've gone through and been summoning, initially, they're going to give you more of a certain type of like item. And it's going to pop up as the very best thing, and it's going to show up as pure yellow. This one's in orange and everything because this is the puzzle pieces for a item. All these different things that are on here, the Valkyrie diadem, the Griffin Wing mask fragment, all of this is for individual items. Like things that you could go through and your captain can utilize to get them better. All right, so now let's go through and I'm going to hit return. Now, if you're on the phone, you can hit accept, but I'll do return. And then I'm going to hit this again just so that you see it is not the exact same amount that you're going to get each time that you do it. So for those of you that are like, holy crap, I got very little, it's the exact same thing. Sometimes you're going to get more, sometimes you're going to get less. Like this one, I got more of the legendary pieces, and I got some of the epics, and then the amounts that you're going to get at the very end. It also might be like where you have more individual stuff coming down. Like I had one time to where I only received 4 different sets of puzzle pieces, and then it was like a little bit of experience, and then it was just these individual bonus items at the very end. That was it. So don't expect it to be to where, oh, I'm automatically going to get 10 of the individual puzzle pieces thing. You might get 10, you might get 4, you might get 6, you know, it all depends. All right, so now with that being said, we're going to do one of the individual summon, see what exactly it gives us. I've not tried this yet, so that's new to me. All right, so it gave me a puzzle piece, a little bit of experience, and then it gave me an item like for common usage or whatever. All right, so now I got it. All right, so let's go on over to where these can be applied. So let's go to our captain. And I do apologize. I've been using the phone this morning, so if I'm not really good as far as like where exactly to go for my captains and all, I apologize. All right, so let's click on Beowulf. Okay, good. It shows up the exact same way. On your phone versus on the computer, it'll show up the exact same way, where up in the upper left, it'll have this individual item spot. And for those of you that like haven't really done this yet, let me switch out captains just so that let's get okay, so let's switch out of him. And we're gonna pick a different captain. Let's go with I don't know, whoever. Let's go with Carter. All right, so up in the upper left-hand corner, you see that it's absolutely blank. Now, each one of these items is specific to a certain character for the most part. There are ones that, oh, it's like, oh, no matter what, you can apply to anybody. Like this one right here, Ifrit Lord Belt. This is the most powerful one that I've seen yet. The reason why, it adds to your army strength. So what I've been doing is I got Ifrit, I put him on Beowulf because Beowulf is my strongest character. If Cleopatra is your strongest character for fighting, then put Ifrit onto Cleopatra. If it's Beowulf, put it on Beowulf. If it's, whoever, you get the point. But Ifrit is a army strength across the board, everybody gets augmented or improved. Now you can see that there's other ones, kind of like a legendary source flask. This one adds to guardsman health, guardsman strength. We have this fan of the five winds. This is for guardsman strength. Medallion of unity, guardsman health. So if you're looking at it like, okay, well, if I'm looking at health, maybe I want to apply that to, like, let's say Ramses. Or if you're like thinking like maybe the fan of five wins, maybe I'll add that to Ada. Whatever the heck you choose. We have Epic Warden's Quiver. This one is ranged units health, ranged units strength. So for that, I would probably want to add it to my top ranged person, which is Minamoto. So that's who I would apply to. We got a Philosopher's Stone. This one increases your specialist health, a specialist strength. You guys are getting the idea as far as who exactly I add this to. This is monster health, monster strength. I can add that to Ingrid. Now, granted, you can always cross like augment. So let's say that I have Beowulf and I want to put on monster health and monster strength to him. I can do that. I can put it to where Ifrit would be on, let's say Alexander and improve like my mounted and also the rest of my army at the exact same time. You can be specific with who you apply this to, but you can also have it to where you cross it on over as to like, oh, I want to help out this captain with this aspect, not just have it to where they're only mounted or only flying. They can add it to, like, they can help out the entire army that they're leading at the time, which is actually a really good idea if you're trying to like individually fight one captain in order to get them higher in their level. Okay, so let's look at Stror and what exactly I did for him. So for Stror, they have this one piece that's basically, what is it called? Mithril Pickaxe. This thing is entirely devoted to resource gathering. Needless to say, your best resource gatherer is going to be Stror. So I went through and I added it to him. Then the other thing about it is as you get those puzzle pieces. So let me show you exactly what I mean. The puzzle pieces, you'll see that they have like an emblem on them. So they're a certain color based upon what exactly you're trying to, like do. You have 4 different legendary ones, and then we have 4 that are for epic. Now, granted, even though it's an epic item, I'm assuming that you can still go through and add it to, your legendary captains. I don't think that is like very specific, like one versus the other. I mean, as you can see, I had the Ifrit built or belt, sorry, on over to a mythic level captain. So it's not specific as far as, oh, your epics can only go to your legendary can only go to epics or anything. Like it could be to where you cross them up. You get the idea. All right, so with our mithril pickaxe, now we have our puzzle pieces. And every single time that you try and get one of these clovers, so I'm going to show you like as best I can. Like, let's see. Okay, so we have the griffin wing. Let's do that. You know what? No, let's stick with straw. Never mind. Every single time that you hit raise, okay, look at your star up here. See how it's got 5 different sections to it? Every single time that you hit raise, you're increasing one section. So right now, this part is a little bit highlighted. So I need 100 pieces in order to get this individual section done. So it went up. Now I'm got that one done. Now I can get the next one done. And finally, the last one. Okay, so now my mithril pickaxe is completely upgraded. Whoever the heck I apply it to, they're going to have a nice boost. And the boost currently is 82%. That is completely maxed out for the mithril pickaxe. Now, when you go through and you look at one versus the other, you'll get a kind of an idea as far as like, oh my gosh, I can raise this. Like, I want to go through and raise up. I'm assuming I don't need to be on the character because this is on Beowulf. So Beowulf up, Beowulf up. All right. So we got 90% health and 90% strength that got added because of Ifrit. So if you are able to do the 1,000 keys, if you spend the money, it'll cost you $2,000. If you're trying to hunt and gather them, it costs you whatever it costs you. But the bonus that you get to is 90% health, 90% strength for your army. So when I'm going through and looking at like which one I want to, do for which person, some of them it kind of makes sense. Like let's say for Tangle, he is a marching specialist. So for those of you that have done the mercenary exchange, Tangle is your best one for the mercenary exchange. Now, granted, you can use any captain. Like I used whichever ones I had done at the time. Like I think I was using Carter because he has a good march speed. If you have him in archaeology mode, Carter and Tangle are going to be awesome for the mercenary exchange because Carter has a bunch of marching bonuses that as you go through and improve him up in stars and also in the archaeology mode for your premium, that's going to make Carter super fast. Tangle is also super fast. And then they have this item. It is the Thunder Drum, which improves your march speed. Now, I could go through and add this to my main hero and make it to where whenever I attack another, player, or actually no, I can't put this on hero. I can only put this on a captain. My bad. But I could put this on any one of my captains and have it to where now my speed of my army will be improved based upon this. So I put it on Tangle because whenever I do mercenary exchange, I need as many mercs as I possibly can just through silver. So my silver is going to be super important per week in order to make it to where I don't have to spend any money on mercenaries. Now, if you're going through and still doing Arachne, Arachne mercs are the best bang for your dollar. But if you're trying to play this game for free, you need Tangle as high level as you possibly can. And adding this Thunder Drum will go through and help because now, by the end of it, let's see what we get up to. And finally. All right, so March speed is now increased 82%, which is absolutely fantastic. So now he's almost twice as fast. So if you're looking at all the different bonuses that Tangle has, Tangle is going to be like, a few 100% or whatever. Let's see. He's got his 30, oh, sorry, 86% plus this other 80%, sorry, 82%. And then you also increase his star level, and he gets 70%. So if I'm adding this all up, we got an 86 because he's at level 172. I got a 70 because he's got 7 stars. And you can see what exactly it does for each star level. And then we also have the belt. So 86, 82, that's 168 plus 70. So on that 238%. Yeah, my math is correct, I think. So 238%. Yeah, that's a pretty darn good increase. All right. So now you get a decent idea as far as keys wise, what exactly you can apply them to, what the bonus is for, how exactly you want to do this. And they're all different in like, what the items are. So when you're looking at initially, like, all right, let's add a captain that isn't on here. So let's say that I decide to add Ada and pick out what exactly I want. The legendaries are going to come up first. So like this one, Source Blast, this might be a good idea in order to add to Ada as far as like, hey, Ada's my guardsman specialist. I could go through and make my guardsman super powerful with her. So therefore I go through and put it on her. Who knows? This one is guardsman strength. This might be a perfect one for Cleopatra. So if I wanted to, I could do like Beowulf for army strength, army health. I could do Ada for guardsman health, guardsman strength. And then I can do Cleopatra for guardsman strength. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And for each time that you go through and have this, make sure that you go through and raise it up as best you can. As you can see, the increase in the amount that you have to do per... I was able to get it all the way up. That's what $2,000 buys you. Yeah, I know, it's horrible. But anyways. So you get a good idea as far as what you might want to do with each one of the pieces. I hope that this helped you guys as far as like what would be a good idea to add them to. I'm going to do probably another video immediately after this on alts. And then I'll do another video a little bit later on today as to what exactly the experience parts gets you. And also how you might be able to go through and get experience or keys without spending the money. We'll see. I'll go through and play with it. You guys have a good day. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did enjoy watching, go through and hit the like button. Or if you want to subscribe, you can. I don't need you guys to subscribe. I mean, like, I enjoy it. I might get to the point to where one day I get to do this for money, or get something out of it, but who knows. But if you have questions, you can also message me on the game. I'm in Kingdom 100. Name is Lefinan, Lefinan. Hopefully you can go through and find me. I've had some people reach on out and ask me questions that way. For those of you that are like, oh, he doesn't respond to comments, I'm going to do it later on tonight. I'm sorry. But I do have a life, people. Sorry. You guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will come back to you with another video very soon.